is good. In this episode, we are going to make a corned beef Reuben. So we are going to need corned beef brisket, make it with fresh corned beef brisket, and only a few ingredients. This one only takes a few simple ingredients, and the biggest and hardest part about this is the cook time. It's going to take about 2 to 2.5 hours to cook, and then after that, it's easy peasy to the end. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to take my corned beef brisket. This is Gravel's corned beef brisket. This is the one I usually get, but the name brand doesn't necessarily make a difference, right? It's all about the way you season it. So I'm just gonna cut it off. Now, as you can see, it's gonna need, so I'm just gonna cut it open. I'm gonna cut open the plastic, and I'm gonna take it out, and I'm gonna wash it off. So I'm gonna wash it off. Corned beef briskets always, as far as the ones that I've bought, always have this little flavor packet. I'm gonna put that flavor packet to the side. I don't use it. I'm going to use my own seasonings. I'm gonna wash the corned beef off really good. And I'm just gonna put it in my pan, and I'm not going to cut any of the fat off of it. So I'm not going to cut any of the fat off of it. I'm just going to cook it as it is, because the fat has a lot to do with the flavor. So we want to get all the flavor we can, and then we can slice the fat off. Whatever's fat doesn't, some of it will fall off, and whatever doesn't fall off, we can just slice it back. Now I have it in my pan. I'm going to add water. This equals 2 cups. I'm just going to pour the water into the brisket. Okay, I'm going to pour all of that in. I'm going to add 2 spoons of garlic. This is spice raw garlic. This is just, I like to squeeze garlic. It's minced garlic. And this is the garlic I like to use with this. And I'm just going to add 2 spoonfuls. Actually, add a little bit. This is actually really like 2 spoonfuls. I'm gonna add that, and it helps cut the salt content, because it might be a little salty. And I'm going to add, this is golden spicy brown mustard. I'm going to add that to me and the brisket. But I'm not going to put it on the meat. I'm just going to put a few drops in on the side. Not a lot. Okay, let's clean that off. All right. And I'm going to sprinkle in some oregano. I just want to sprinkle it around just enough to see it in there good. It doesn't have to cover the brisket at all. I'm just putting everything. I put it like a little bit over the top, but for the main part, it's going in the water. Onion powder you can always add like a little bit more liberally on the onion powder. I'll sprinkle it across the top. Okay, onion powder always gives it good flavor. And then I'm just gonna add some pepper. Again, not too heavy on the pepper, just sprinkle it around in the water. And this is what I have. So I'm going to just mix it up a little bit with the spoon. So I want to make sure I get that the mustard mixed up into the water. Get that mustard mixed up in that water. You don't want it to, because it'll just go in there and stick to itself. So you want to make sure it's mixed into the water. And I'm going to actually just add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. A little bit of extra virgin olive oil in there. Just a tiny bit. I'm going to cover it with aluminum foil. Cover it well with aluminum foil. And now I'm just gonna add it to the oven. My oven is already set for 425 degrees. The oven doesn't cook real hot, but you do wanna have it on a higher temperature anyway. If your oven tends to cook more hot, you wanna set it at probably about 380. And if it doesn't cook as hot, you wanna set it to like 425. Okay, so now that we have it in the oven, we have to wait. The total cook time is gonna be around 2.5 hours. So we're gonna wait for an hour. Then I'm gonna come check it, turn it over, and then put it back in the oven. Once it gets to the 2-hour point, I'm gonna check it again, and I'm going to slice it down and put it back in the oven. So I'll see you in 2 hours. Okay, so we're back. It's been 2 hours and 25 minutes. So in the last 5 minutes, what I did was I'm gonna make 2 sandwiches. So I took 4 slices of rye bread. You can get the rye bread with the seeds, or you can get it without seeds. And I put them down, opened them up and put them on a plate. I put Swiss cheese on both sides of the bread, the top and the bottom. And now I got some sauerkraut. I'm gonna put a little lid on it, and I'm gonna put it in a microwave for 1 minute because I just want that to heat up a little bit. And now we're going to check on our corned beef. Alright, wow. So as you can see, the corned beef is well cooked. It's very tender. Alright, I checked on it after an hour, and at that point I sliced it long ways so it has nice slices for sandwiches in particular. And I sliced it and just let it sit back in the juice that it created, so that it can it's completely marinated and soaked in this juice and cooked in the juice, and every single slice is going to be absolutely delicious. So now I'm going to take a slice. I'm going to take it slice by slice, and I'm going to put it on my sandwich. I also cut off a big chunk of the fat that was on it, so that, and not all of it, but the majority of the fat, because, you know, that was just too much. It's normally packed with a lot of fat, and that's for the purposes of flavor, and, you know, but I don't know. I would choke half to death trying to eat that. So even though I don't eat meat, I wouldn't give it to anyone else to eat. You know, it does still have a little bit of fat on it, but like I said, you keep that fat to a minimum. Okay, so I'm putting plenty in here. Now I'm going to add my sauerkraut, nice and hot sauerkraut. Ooh, wow. Add that on there. You know, what's a Reuben without the kraut? Just a regular sandwich. Okay, now I'm going to top it off with Russian dressing. Okay, top this off with the Russian dressing. I'm just going to drizzle the dressing on the top. You know, don't get too crazy with it. And then I'm going to put my now I'm going to top that off with the slice. Now now I'm going to put this in my panini press, and that will toast the bread at this point. Toast the bread, melt the cheese, and keep it from being just keep the bread from getting soft. So I'm gonna make my second sandwich. Again, I am putting in, that one was for my husband, so we're gonna go a little thick with the meat there. This one's for my mom, so we're not gonna, you know, overwhelm her with meat, even though she is a major carnivore. But we're not gonna do too much here with the meat. Just make enough for a sandwich. We're gonna use give her sauerkraut. Okay. You don't have to use every single drop of sauerkraut. I'm gonna just a little bit lighter on the Russian dressing because there's not as much meat. And I'm going to put her cheese. Okay, here's our sandwich, our corned beef Reuben. Voila. Thanks for watching. We're sure you will enjoy the recipes that we share with you. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so that you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. And be sure to watch them all to the end.